Listen, I know what you're thinking. How can a video about an affordable pedal board that you can buy on Amazon be 20-something minutes long? I understand that's a long video. You don't have to watch the whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and cut to the chase early, and I'm going to implore you to watch more of it. There's time stamps and all that below. This is the Vangoa powered pedal board. I just took it on a short tour. I've been using this thing for like a month-ish maybe, and I have some thoughts on it. I want to get the thoughts up front, and then I'll do a fuller recap at the back. Is this thing perfect? Absolutely not. This is not a perfect pedal board. That being said, I think that the vast majority of people who are interested in a powered pedal board solution will find it more than adequate. Personally, I have found it more than adequate. I'm going to keep using it. I'm not going to use it for every gig. It's not going to be appropriate for every gig, especially anything where I need pedals that have higher power needs, like digital pedals, Chase Bliss pedals, UA pedals, some Eventide pedals. That being said, again, there's a link in the video description for this. It's an affiliate link. Check it out if you're interested. Please watch the rest of the video. I go through kind of an unboxing, more like just showing you through what this is, how it works, some of the weird warnings associated with it, so definitely watch that part. And then you can watch the actual phases with which I tested this pedal board, including a first show that left me with questions, a second show that left me really mad, and a tour that left me largely satisfied. So let's get to the rest of the video. Sometimes brands that sell remarkably inexpensive gear, mainly on Amazon, reach out to me asking me to film their products / demo them or whatever. I usually say no to those, and I was gonna say no to this, but I told them, yeah, go ahead and send it to me, and if I like it, I'll film it. I'm not sure if I like it yet, but I'm cautiously optimistic about this thing. And this is the official title of the product on Amazon, the Vangoa Guitar Pedal Board with built-in power supply board, 9V, 12V, 18V for 10 to 12 pedals, aluminum alloy portable folding powered pedal board with carry bag pedal cables, medium. Good Lord, why do they name Amazon products like that? Whatever, let's look at this thing. Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily, and you deserve to give yourself a little treat today. Not that you need to earn treats. You're not a dog in a dog show, I don't think, but anyway, this is the Vangoa pedal board. I mean to say this is the case. The case feels relatively good, relatively robust. I've had similar cases from similar brands that felt cheaper than this. Usually the failure point is the zipper. Only time will tell with this one. That being said, the bag is again mostly fine. This is not like the highest quality thing. There are little like issues here and there, little strings or whatever. Here's another big one. You don't want to pull these things. Something like this, you'd probably want to get a fine knife or scissors and cut it. But this is just kind of like that's the seam. You don't really want to pull it. It could potentially fail there, but all in all, nothing egregious. This is like, I think, perfectly fine for most people. So what we have are handlebars, including a little connector thing. It has a messenger bag style strap. Sometimes you see these with like a little extra padding right there. We all know pedal boards can get really heavy. Aluminum pedal boards, not so much, but once you start adding the pedals themselves, it can really start to weigh on you, literally. And on the back, it has another little slot. I've seen these before. Usually I associate them with putting this through the handle on a roller bag. I don't take roller bags to my gigs, but you may have a road case or something like for like rack gear or whatever, and this may slide right on top of that if it's like a roller flight case. That would actually be really cool. It also has a front pocket, which in here we have some goodies. We have some instructions It says, do not disassemble or modify the equipment. In other words, probably don't pull out the power supply. In case of abnormality, please disconnect the device. If you observe smoking, abnormal smell, and sound, please stop and disconnect the device immediately. Yeah, if your electronics are smoking, turn them off. Do not operate or store the device outdoors or in an environment where water, moisture, or high temperature is present. I will play this outside. Do not store in a place with vibration, otherwise it may cause device failure. I don't know what that means. Isolate the device from the main electricity supply when not in use, otherwise it may cause fire. I think that is to say, don't leave it plugged in. That it otherwise may cause fire. It makes me worried. All right, what else? This uniquely designed pedal board includes built-in foldable power supply to allow easy and tidy connection to the pedal chain. The power supply is fitted neatly on the front underside of the pedal board to allow cable access. The pedal board is sturdy and lightweight construction. This is just marketing. Why are you? I've already bought it. Stop selling it. Circuit has anti-ground noise and anti-interference treatment to give you a 100% clear sound. Each output is isolated. We'll see about that. Maybe. With short circuit protection, which is indicated by the LED lights. When it is giving power, the light is on. If a circuit failure occurs, the light will go out. That makes sense. They gave us 10 power DC cables, 2 polarity reversal cables. This is the manual. A Velcro tape set, that is pretty cool. Carry bag. The adapter, which is 18 volt 1A. And this is a powered pedal board. And let's look at the inside. Inside the bag, I've already taken the pedal board out. We have the Velcro tape. Thank you. They have another pedal board that's cheaper that seems to come pre-Velcroed. I don't know if it comes with a power supply, but I think it might. It also has these straps to keep your pedal board, you know, where it is. You don't want it flopping around or anything, eh? Now for the board, which I have right here. It has a logo at the top. I imagine a lot of people will probably put a sticker over it. It lays completely flat in the case. You're looking at the back right now. This is the front. But you can get the elevation we all love by folding out these legs. It also makes the power a little bit more accessible. Another logo there. So these legs, firstly, they have rubber feet, so that's nice. It's not going to slide around the stage. But I do honestly worry about whether or not these legs will be a point of failure. It's aluminum, so better than plastic, but aluminum is still very malleable metal, and it's infinitely recyclable. But yeah, I'd avoid putting too much weight on these. The failure point would probably be the screw, but I don't really know. Yeah, but on the back here, we have the integrated power supply. It claims to be isolated. I don't know if there's a way for me to determine if that's true or not, but if it is true, then this is an amazing deal. I think these are around $140, $150. As for power, we have 6 9-volt 100 milliamp slots, 1 9-volt 300 milliamp slot, 1 9-volt 500 milliamp spot, and then we have 2 switchable 9, 12, 18 volt slots. One has 100 milliamps and the other has 300 milliamps. So yeah, that's nice to be able to have that extra little push. Some people like to run certain dirt pedals at 18 volts instead of 9, and then obviously there are pedals that prefer 12 volts. One thing I also like is that you have a USB charging port there. I know sometimes people ask, what's the USB thing for on a power supply, because obviously guitar pedals are not generally powered via USB. Personally, I tend to use the USB slot in a power supply for charging my wireless transmitter before sound check and the show. I also might use it to keep my iPad charged during a show, because I do lots of shows that I have to have the charts up there in front of me, and sometimes those shows involve day-long rehearsals. It's just nice to be able to keep it charged up so you don't have to worry about it. I think most of the pedals I'm using will be fine, but something like the Eventide H90, that runs at 12 volts with 500 milliamps. I think it would also run at 9 volts with 600. I tend to just use the wall wart that it came with, but I couldn't power that pedal with this if I wanted to. And I do recognize that is a wild example, but like even a couple Chase Bliss pedals would be difficult to run. I think you could run 3 Chase Bliss pedals on this. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to run those for the most part on 100, but listen, we're in a world where we have a lot more of those digital pedals. So if you have a big digital pedal setup, you might struggle with this a little bit. But if you are using this with like Amazon Basics pedals, old school analog devices, anything that runs less than 100 milliamps, you're going to be good. And then you can still put a couple of those more powerful pedals that have more energy needs, for lack of a better phrase. So yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, also has an on-off button, which is nice. I know they have another board that has, what would you call it? Like an input and an out for the guitar signal. I think that's a little silly. I do understand when people do it. Just a quick note, I've already kind of scratched the aluminum on here, so that finish is a little sensitive. That being said, I don't care. Some people might. I hope this doesn't have anything weird. I hope this is just straight aluminum. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a board for a show I have this weekend, test it out, and if it passes the test, I'm going to gig with this on Saturday, and don't worry, I will bring a backup power supply. I might pop in with a few iPhone videos to show you all progress, but if regardless of how this performs either in my tests or at a show, I will give an update for you. This video will be finished. Hopefully this meets my expectations. Hopefully it even exceeds them. I am going to try to push it a little bit and just pray that nothing bad happens to any of my pedals. So I'll see you soon. All right, all Velcroed up. There was plenty of Velcro tape on the soft side. I didn't cut very well there. I will say, like, Velcro tape can there are some parts where it's like, dang, wish I'd been able to iron that out. Would have been a huge plus to have it pre-Velcroed. I think that's, what most people use, but not the case here. Okay, well, I've built out the board and it does seem to work, even with a few power-hungry pedals. This Fender looper over here, that is plugged into the single 500 9-volt. The lossy is set to 9 volt over here at 300 mA. Everything else, I think, runs just fine on the 100s. I think I have the Empress in the 300 just in case, but I don't think it takes that much power. I have the Expression pedal just hooked up to volume right now. That's why it's toe up. I just need to Velcro everything down. I am definitely bringing a secondary power supply tonight just in case. So we'll see how it goes. One of a few moments of truth. Will it turn on? Oh yeah, there it goes. Okay, slight pedal board update for the Vangoa. So I did bring the Vangoa to use at a gig the other week that my band had. It seemed to be working fine, and at some point the sound person said I was getting a loud hum, and I thought, oh, maybe it's the power. So I swapped it out for my backup power supply, but it turns out that wasn't the problem. We don't really know what the problem was still. I kind of suspect that it was a just a noisy venue power issue, but the other isolated power supply I had that was an actual isolated power supply didn't fix the problem. So he thought it was my Fender switcher, my switchboard. I don't think that's the case. I really do think it was an issue with the venue, because then I was there the week after, and one of the amps I heard on stage when it was dead quiet was having the exact same noise issue that I was having. So I don't know. Here's what it looks like now. So it's largely the same. I removed the volume pedal because I didn't really use it. The switcher is still on there. I was finding today when I was going through my board before a show that this was quite loud. I don't remember that being the issue last week, so I'm gonna check that out later. In the meantime, I have my good old pal David Foster Wallace replacing it, and the meow pedal, the meowdulator has been requested for this, so we'll see. I'm gonna put a cable in there and then just stage everything to be ready to go. Again, I don't think it was the power in the pedal board that was the problem. Honestly, the pedal board has seemed great, and like after one gig, I am hesitant to like recommend something to somebody that involves like pedal board power or stage road readiness before having actually like gigged with it more than once. So we're gonna gig with it today again. If that goes well, that might be enough for me. That being said, my band is doing a small run of shows this coming week. We're doing Olympia, Astoria, Kelso, and Portland, and then we're coming back up. So I might wait until the end of that to do the final part of the video. But again, early impressions are just exceeding my expectations. Future Emily dropping in to explain the next series of clips you are going to watch. I had to rebuild my board. Turns out that noise that I thought might have just been the venue in the previous clips and concerns, I don't think that was the case anymore. I do think there may be an issue with the Fender switcher, the loop switcher, not getting enough power from the sources I was providing it. I mean, it's weird because I did try the Fender isolated power supply and that didn't seem to fix it. I don't know what the problem is. I didn't have time to diagnose it appropriately. I had to fix my board in a very short time period where I had a lot of other things I needed to do before I went on a series of road shows. So I'm sorry that's not a more satisfying answer, but the long and short of it is I had to rebuild the board. So, yeah. It honestly feels like such a tragedy when you have to disassemble a pedal board and you don't want to. So cool. Love this for me. All right. What are we gonna start with? Leave space for tuner because that's somewhere else right now. Or maybe not. Oh God, decisions are hard. Pop. There we go. Next at request a singer. Pop. Meowdulator. Gonna put this as a maybe because it certainly would simplify things. Riptide, good drive and chorus in one box. Love that. That's gonna come around here. Silktone overdrive, gonna stack that stuff. Maybe I'll swap those. God, choices are hard. I love tremolo. This one has dynamic settings, so it's a good starting point. So obviously this part's not being professionally filmed as it normally would. I am genuinely upset about something involving this power supply though. So you're just going to I don't know if you can hear it because I'm just kind of miking. I have a cab right now, and I have, let me just show you the board. I legitimately don't even know if you can hear it, but it's a whining sound. And let's move the pedals because I've gone through the pedals being the culprit. And I kind of gave the power supply before a pass. Is that on? Now it's on. And that's not on, but this is on. The golden reverberator. This is, you know, it's a UA pedal, so it's kind of power hungry. But I'm using the power stage 100, so I need an off, like, I need a reverb. So I don't hear any reverb, you know. It's not working. And then I turn the knobs. That's not a great sound. And I trace this one back, and it is going into the 9-volt 500 slot. I knew this could not possibly actually be like 500, like I knew this couldn't actually possibly be isolated power, and I feel vindicated in being in complete disbelief about something because it's just not true. Now it doesn't even turn on, so I'm pissed. I'm gonna just have to go back to a different pedal situation. It's just cycling through things. Where was it before that it was like kind of sort of working? I don't know. I am upset. I am genuinely upset about this. It's fine. It's fine. I'll use a real power supply, but like obviously a UA pedal is not going to work on this. UA pedals are absolute power hogs. It's kind of bananas how many milliamps it takes. So that is a bummer, a true blue bummer, and kind of my fault for thinking something could work. I'm still upset. Can you tell? Because I have to go on tour tomorrow, a small one, albeit, but still real one. And now it's lighting up. Now it works. Now you decide to work. I'm still getting that nasty wheeze. That's just amplified when you hear that, when you turn on a gain pedal. So, Jesus, man. I mean, I'm kind of just glad I caught it now, but I am so upset. I'm really so upset. Like, I don't know, like maybe I can't possibly be exceeding the max. Maybe I'll try to remove a couple things and see, but like I'm not happy. I'm deeply upset by this situation. So we'll hopefully figure it out. Here's what I landed on. I took out the meowdulator for a few reasons. The main one being I wasn't going to use it. I am going to tidy this up, so don't judge me too much. Here's what I'm doing. I have my Shure. It has a wireless. I'm still going to use the wireless, but it has that backup end, which is nice, into the Empress Mark II compressor, which is actually running about as quiet as it has ever run. I know it's obviously not on right now, just there you go. I got the Halberd, the V1, which rules as a pedal. Put the pickup into the middle position there. That's going to go into the Caroline Somersault, which is still my favorite chorus of all time. I played a lot of them. The Silktone Overdrive, which I just can't obsess enough over this pedal. I ended up going with the Surfy Trem Deluxe. This is a stereo tremolo pedal. Obviously, this is not presently a stereo rig, but I plan on making it one eventually. And then I have the Spark. That's an itty bitty little boost pedal that I panic bought today because I could not find my Benson Germanium boost. Sad. So sad. And the Atmosphere, which is another digital pedal. This one's by Dr. Scientist. I love this pedal. I've toured with this pedal before. I just had to dig it out, but it seems to be running just fine off of this power mount. And then I have the Seymour Duncan Power Stage 170. Pretty cool little guy. And that's powering this cabinet. That's just gonna save us some space. And I'm pretty happy on saving any amount of space. All right, the pedal board is plugged in. Seems to be working. I'm charging my wireless system, which is really convenient. So yeah. Wow, you're at the end again. Thank you so much for watching. I want to give you a fuller breakdown of my opinions on this board. Like I said at the beginning and have said a few times, like this is adequate. Probably more than adequate for most people. I would really venture to say that most guitarists will be perfectly happy with this, and that overall it's a good deal for your money. That being said, if you do play a lot of those digital pedals that need more milliamps, you probably don't want this, or you'll want like some sort of backup power supply, because frankly it couldn't handle one UA pedal when 500 milliamps should, I think, have been more than sufficient. There were a few weird things here and there, nothing that I could attribute to the Vangoa, including some noise. Again, like noise in a pedal could just be indicative of it not actually being an isolated power supply. That being said, if there is a way to test for this being isolated, truly isolated or not, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. But my suspicion is it's not, just because I did have some concerns with noise. I was unable to run some high power draw pedals that I felt like should have been fine, but nothing egregious. It held up well. I have a sneaky suspicion that eventually the zipper on that bag might fail, but it held up just fine on tour. There were a few times where I kind of maybe manhandled the zipper a little bit much, but honestly, this was fine. I think it's a good buy. I would recommend it to people, and most people, just with those caveats. So if you liked this video, please check out one of the other videos on the screen. Again, there's affiliate links in the video description. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. If you liked it a lot, you can say thanks down there, or if you're watching the premiere, you can say thanks in the super chat over there still. But to everybody out there, thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. Goodbye.